Alex Porter had always dreamed of owning a cafe. Not the kind of soulless chain where customers came and went like ghosts, but a warm, inviting space where people could sip coffee, connect, and take a break from the chaos of life. So when he finally opened Porter's Nook, a cozy cafe nestled on a charming street corner in downtown Seattle, it was more than just a business. It was his passion. The smell of freshly ground beans filled the air, sunlight streamed through large vintage windows, and the sound of smooth jazz created an atmosphere that felt like home. At first, everything was perfect. Customers came in, enjoying handcrafted lattes, warm pastries, and the ambiance Alex had carefully cultivated. But soon, something began to shift. A group of freeloaders, people who treated his cafe like their personal office, started showing up every day. They weren't regular customers. They weren't here for the coffee, the experience, or even the atmosphere. They were here for one thing only: free Wi-Fi. They'd walk in, order the cheapest drink, or sometimes nothing at all, then spread out their laptops, chargers, and notebooks across multiple tables. They occupied the best seats for hours, refusing to leave even when paying customers had nowhere to sit. At first, Alex tried to be understanding. He got it. People needed a quiet place to work. But the situation quickly got out of hand. One afternoon, he watched as a young couple walked in, scanning the cafe for an open table. Finding none, they hesitated at the entrance before reluctantly leaving. Meanwhile, at the back of the cafe, a man in a wrinkled hoodie sat comfortably surrounded by 3 devices and a half-empty cup from 3 hours ago. Alex clenched his jaw. This wasn't fair. Porter's Nook wasn't a library. It wasn't a co-working space. It was his livelihood. Something had to change. And Alex had a plan. But before we dive into the storm brewing in Porter's Nook, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me, have you ever encountered freeloaders like this? Drop a comment below. The next few weeks only made things worse. Every morning, the same group of freeloaders shuffled in, setting up shop as if they were clocking in for work. They claimed the best tables near the power outlets, plugged in their devices, and barely acknowledged the existence of other customers. It was a parasitic takeover. Alex tried subtle hints at first, placing small signs that read, "Tables reserved for paying customers." But they were ignored. He introduced a 2-hour seating limit, but that only resulted in passive-aggressive glares and complaints that he was being unwelcoming. The breaking point came on a busy Saturday afternoon. Porter's Nook was packed, with customers standing in line, eager to enjoy their weekend coffee. But the prime spots? Still occupied by freeloaders. A group of 4, laptops open, chatted loudly about work, their untouched drinks now room temperature. A man in the corner streamed videos with his headphones blasting, while another scribbled furiously in a notebook deep in concentration. Then, it happened. A woman with a toddler walked in, tray in hand, scanning for a place to sit. She hovered near one of the freeloaders' tables, waiting, hoping they'd move. They didn't even look up. Alex had seen enough. He walked over, his voice calm but firm. "Excuse me, but would you mind making space for paying customers?" A man with thick glasses scoffed. "We are paying customers. We bought coffee." Alex's lips curled into a thin smile. 3 hours ago. A woman with bright purple hair rolled her eyes. "Seriously? We're just working. What's the big deal?" And then came the sentence that lit a fire inside him. "Come on, Alex. The coffee here isn't even that special. We're just here for the Wi-Fi." A pause. A slow, cold smile spread across Alex's face. Good to know. He walked away, heart pounding. Not from anger, but from excitement. Because at that moment, an idea had clicked. The Wi-Fi freeloading? It ended tomorrow. The next morning, the scent of freshly brewed coffee filled Porter's Nook as usual. But today, something was different. The tables were wiped clean, the display case stocked with pastries, and a new sign stood proudly at the counter. Wi-Fi access for paying customers only. Ask for today's code with your receipt. Enjoy your stay. Alex stood behind the counter, watching, waiting. The first to notice was Liam, a self-proclaimed digital nomad who had been squatting at the corner table for months. He opened his laptop, refreshed the connection. No internet? His eyes flicked to the sign. His face soured instantly. A minute later, his friend Samantha, headphones around her neck, called out loudly, "Hey Alex, what's up with the Wi-Fi?" Alex, wiping down a mug, responded with an easy smile. "Oh, we change the password daily now. It's printed on your receipt." Liam scowled. "What receipt?" Alex didn't blink. "The one you get when you order." A tense silence. Liam's jaw tightened. "So you're charging for Wi-Fi now?" Alex's voice remained calm, but his words were edged with steel. "No. Liam, I'm charging for coffee. The Wi-Fi's on the house for customers." Within minutes, the cafe buzzed with discontent from the freeloaders. "This is ridiculous. I've been coming here for months. This place is so greedy. All for a Wi-Fi code?" But amidst the grumbling, something else happened. Paying customers smiled. The couple from last week found a cozy corner. A new customer opened their book, sipping a latte in peace. And Alex? He felt something he hadn't in a long time: control. But the storm didn't stop at the cafe. That afternoon, a photo of the Wi-Fi sign appeared online. Liam's post read, "Porter's Nook just locked their Wi-Fi behind a paywall. Guess supporting local businesses only matters if you're paying rent for a table. Boycott Porter's Nook." Within hours, comments flooded in. "So much for community spirit. Typical small business greed. Isn't coffee expensive enough already?" But then, another wave hit back. "It's a business, not a library. Buy a coffee or move on. I support local shops, not freeloaders." Your support small businesses, finally. I can actually find a table here now. Hashtags clashed. Boycott Porter's Nook versus support local cafes. And in the middle of the storm, Porter's Nook was trending. The next day, Liam returned, this time with friends. Laptops ready, but no orders in sight. Alex approached, wiping his hands on his apron. "So, no coffee today?" Liam, leaning back with a smirk, retorted, "Just here for the vibe. Thought you cared about the community?" "Alex." The cafe fell silent, eyes on the confrontation. Alex's voice cut through, steady but sharp. "I do care. That's why I'm making space for people who support it." Liam's smirk faded. "Wow, you really changed." Alex's eyes didn't waver. "No, I just finally set boundaries." Alex didn't sleep that night. The online backlash was fierce, and the tension in the cafe was worse than ever. But amidst the chaos, there was clarity. He wasn't going to back down. The next morning, as the sun peeked through the windows of Porter's Nook, Alex stood behind the counter, sleeves rolled up, eyes sharp with determination. "If they want to test me," he thought, his lips curling into a smirk. Let's play." Alex upgraded the Wi-Fi system. Now it changed passwords automatically every hour. But here was the kicker. Customers who made a purchase would get an auto receipt with a QR code for unlimited access. Those who didn't? A Wi-Fi landing page with a special freeloader mode, slow as molasses. Think dial-up speeds, video calls, buffering hell, streaming. Forget it. A pop-up every 5 minutes. Enjoying the free Wi-Fi? A small purchase keeps local businesses alive. Next, Alex launched a loyalty program. 1 coffee, 1 bean, 5 beans, free pastry, 10 beans, unlimited high-speed Wi-Fi for a week. Suddenly, regulars had a reason to stay and spend. He posted on social media, "Good coffee deserves good company. Loyal customers deserve the best. Support local loyal beans." But here's where Alex got crafty. He invited a few local influencers, not the flashy kind, but those who actually valued community. He offered free drinks to any students who showed their school ID during study hours. Within hours, photos of cozy corners, latte art, and smiling faces flooded under the hashtag Porter's Vibes. The next day, the freeloaders returned ready for war. Liam opened his laptop. Loading, still loading. A pop-up. Freeloader mode activated. His face twisted in frustration. Dude, is this a joke? He growled. Samantha tried to stream a video, buffering endlessly. You've got to be kidding me. Liam, fuming, stormed to the counter. Alex? What the hell is this Wi-Fi nonsense? Alex met his glare without flinching. It's a business. Liam, not a charity. The cafe went quiet. Liam's voice rose. So now you're punishing people for existing here? Alex's tone stayed calm but firm. No, I'm rewarding people for supporting here. He gestured to a table where a group of students studied with their free drinks. Community doesn't mean free for you. Lost for me. It means we give and take together. Suddenly, a voice cut in from behind. You're right. Alex. It was Emily Reed, a local food blogger with 50K followers, sipping her latte. Her phone streamed the confrontation live. People should know the difference between supporting a local gem and exploiting it. The comment section of her live stream exploded. Wow. Respect to the owner. Honestly, pay for your seat. It's not that hard. Liam sounds entitled AF. Before Liam could counter, Alex smiled. Liam, I tell you what, if you can name any item on the menu that's not black coffee, I'll give you today's Wi-Fi code. Free? Liam's mouth opened and closed. His face flushed. He stammered. Caramel frappu. Alex chuckled softly. Sorry, we don't serve fraps. This is a coffee shop, not a chain. The cafe erupted in laughter. The freeloaders. Most vanished. The regulars? Stronger than ever. Social media? Team Alex trended. The revenue? Up by 35% in the first month. And Alex? He just smiled, polishing a cup behind the counter. Because boundaries weren't just lines you drew. They were the walls that protected your dream. The sun barely crept over the skyline when the storm hit. It started with a post from Liam, his ego still bruised from yesterday's humiliation. Porter's Nook used to be a place for community. Now it's a business that cares more about money than people. Slow Wi-Fi for freeloaders. Seriously? Boycott Porter's Nook. Within hours, his post blew up 5. Foreign likes 1, 200 comments trending under Boycott Porter's Nook. The comments? Brutal. Gentrification at its finest. Shame on Porter's Nook. So much for supporting remote workers. Coffee shops are meant for people to vibe, not just spend. But then, the counterwave hit. People who had watched Emily's live stream and those who actually visited the cafe fought back. Freeloaders are mad they can't abuse a small business. Hilarious. Why should Alex provide free Wi-Fi if you won't even buy a coffee? I couldn't get a seat here for months because of these customers. Now I can. Support Alex within hours. Support Porter's trended, splitting the internet into 2 camps. Boycott Porter's Nook versus support Porter's. The backlash didn't stop online. By noon, Porter's Nook's Yelp page was flooded. 1-star reviews. Rude owner. Discriminating against remote workers. Horrible Wi-Fi policy. But something strange happened. Suddenly, 5-star reviews began pouring in from real customers. Finally, a coffee shop where I can sit without being pushed out by people camping all day. Support small businesses. Pay for your coffee. Simple. Alex is standing up for what's right. The online battle got so heated that a local news station picked it up. Seattle coffee shop divides the internet with new Wi-Fi policy. Is it fair or foul? The camera cut to an interview with Alex. Alex, cool and composed. I opened Porter's Nook to serve the community, but a community thrives on respect. Buying 1 coffee for 4 hours of Wi-Fi isn't supporting a local business, it's exploiting it. That evening, the cafe was packed, half supporters, half skeptics. And then Liam walked in. But this time, he wasn't alone. Behind him was a small group holding signs. Coffee should be community. Wi-Fi is a right. Boycott Porter's Nook. They marched in and sat down. Without ordering. The room went silent as Alex walked up. No anger, just a microphone in hand. You want a conversation? Let's have one. His voice was steady but charged. The cafe, the live stream, and everyone online listened. You say I killed the community. But let me ask you, He paused, scanning the room. If you had a friend who always came to your house, ate your food, used your Wi-Fi, and never brought anything to share, would you call that friendship or freeloading? The cafe was dead quiet. Then a slow clap. From the back, Emily Reed again, live streaming. You're right. Alex, her voice carried. Community isn't free. It's give and take. The tension broke and applause erupted. But Liam wasn't finished. He pointed at Alex. You just care about money. Alex's smile didn't waver. I care about surviving. And I care about people who care back. He turned to the crowd. So, here's my deal. Order anything, just one item, and the Wi-Fi's yours. Stay as long as you like. But if you can't even do that, he paused, eyes sharp, then you were never here for the coffee. Just the free ride. Liam glared, then looked around, at the faces, the cameras, the community. He grabbed his backpack and walked out. But his followers? Some hesitated. Then, one by one, they went to the counter and ordered. The confrontation between Alex and Liam was everywhere. Clips from the cafe, Emily Reed's livestream, and the heated debates had gone viral, not just locally, but nationally. Porter's Nook was trending across platforms, and with it came the storm. Twitter X, honestly, Alex is right. Freeloaders ruin small businesses, and Coffee Connoisseur 89, charging for Wi-Fi is greedy. Starbucks doesn't do this. Remote Warrior, it's a cafe, not a co-working space. Buy a coffee or move. Support small biz TikTok. Clips from the cafe reached over 5 million views. Creators duetted the confrontation with takes like, freeloaders mad they can't use a business for free? Cry harder. This is why I support local coffee shops. Pay for your seat. Instagram stories. Polls flooded feeds. Is Alex right to lock Wi-Fi behind a purchase? Yes, 78%. No, 22%. Local debates turned national when Good Morning America aired the clip. Is Wi-Fi a customer right or a privilege? Even business influencers jumped in. This is why small businesses struggle. Profit margins are razor thin. Support or lose them. Gary Wilson, your 1M followers. But with attention came consequences. Yelp reviews, a war zone, 1 star. Entitled owner. Avoid this place, 5 stars. Finally, a cafe with backbone. Great coffee, too. Google reviews tanked from 4, 8 to 3, 5 stars overnight. Delivery orders unexpectedly soared 150%, fueled by supporters who couldn't visit but wanted to show solidarity. Just when Alex thought he'd seen it all, a letter arrived. From Liam. Cease and desist. Public humiliation. Defamation of character. The demand? A public apology and restoration of inclusive Wi-Fi access within 48 hours. He stood in his office, the letter in his hand, heart pounding. This isn't about Wi-Fi anymore, he thought. It's about standing my ground. But how far is too far? Then, his phone buzzed. A message from Emily Reed. Alex, don't back down, but let's shift the conversation. Trust me. The next day, Alex went live on social media. I've heard you. So, let me be clear, I'm not anti-community. I'm pro-respect. He announced a new initiative, Sip and Stay Pass. Buy any item. Stay as long as you like. No limits. Student study hours, free Wi-Fi. No purchase needed. From 3-5 p.m. daily. Loyal Beans program. The more you visit, the more you earn. I believe in giving back. But I also believe that support is mutual. So, if you want to be part of this community, show it. Not just with words, but with action. His video exploded. This is how you handle backlash. Respect. I'm going to Porter's tomorrow. Who's with me? Liam took the L and now looks entitled AF. And then came the biggest twist. Hours later, Liam's past tweets surfaced. Screenshots exposed him bragging, I never pay for coffee. Just find a free Wi-Fi spot and vibe. The internet turned on him instantly. Bro's a professional freeloader? Lamo. He was never about community. Just free perks. Liam exposed as the real story. Support Porters skyrocketed to first trend. Yelp flooded with 5-star reviews. Media celebrated Alex's handling as a masterclass in crisis PR. And Liam disappeared from socials. The numbers speak: sales, up 250% in a month. Loyal Beans members 2, Arrow Plus signups, Wi-Fi costs, covered 10x over by new customers. The buzz outside Porter's Nook was electric. News vans parked along the curb, reporters adjusting their mics. Inside, customers sipped their drinks, eyes glued to their phones waiting, because today wasn't just another day. Today, Alex and Liam would face off on live television. A local station had invited both men to a live debate, calling it the coffee shop clash, community versus capitalism. The cafe had become the battlefield. And the world? Their audience? Liam, dressed sharply but eyes burning with defiance, leaned into the mic. Alex turned his back on the people who built his cafe. People like me who gave him our loyalty. Alex, seated across, his expression calm but steel-edged. Loyalty? You mean the kind where you take without giving? Liam's jaw tensed. We created the vibe. Without us, you're just another empty cafe. Alex's eyes flashed. No, Liam, without you, I finally have space for customers who actually support this cafe. The host interjected, Liam, some say you're entitled, that you exploited the cafe without contributing. What do you say to them? Liam scoffed. So now community is only for people with wallets? Alex, voice sharp, community isn't free. It's built on give and take. And all you ever did was take. Liam's voice turned cold. Be careful. Alex, you've made a lot of enemies. Small businesses don't survive bad press. I could bury you with one more viral post. The room held its breath. Cameras zoomed in. Alex's lips curled into a slow, knowing smile. Try it. Suddenly, a voice from the crowd, that's enough. The room turned. Emily Reed stood, her live stream already rolling. Liam, you didn't build anything. You leached. You didn't promote this cafe, you used it. And when Alex finally drew a line, you played the victim. Her chat exploded. Tell him. Emily, Liam's done for. Team Alex all the way? Alex, seizing the moment, turned to Liam. You say you care about community? Prove it. He lifted his phone. Here's a donation page for local students to get free study hours at Porter's Nook. You've got a big platform. Liam, share it. The crowd murmured. The cameras zoomed. Liam froze. His face flickered. Anger. Hesitation. Then, defeat. He scoffed. Stood. And with a glare, walked out. The next 24 hours? Explosive. Team Alex trended at 1 globally. Donations for the student fund surpassed $50. Dozen. Comments poured in. Liam exposed as a grifter. Alex didn't just win, he made a difference. And most importantly, Porter's Nook? Packed. Every seat filled, not with freeloaders, but with customers. Alex stood behind the counter, wiping down a cup, heart pounding with a mix of exhaustion and pride. His cafe was more than a business. It was proof that boundaries don't kill communities. They protect them. The dust had finally settled. A week after the showdown, Porter's Nook felt different. Not because of the decor or the menu, but because of the people. The tables were full again, but this time, filled with real customers. Students chatting over textbooks and lattes. Freelancers tapping away, coffee cups beside their laptops. Locals laughing, sharing pastries and stories. And in the corner, a small plaque. This cafe was built on dreams and community. Thank you for supporting both. Alex's story had sparked something beyond his cafe. Other local businesses started their own loyalty programs, inspired by Porter's Nook. Business blogs called his strategy the art of boundaries, teaching entrepreneurs to value their worth. The student fund? It kept growing, enough to cover free study hours for a year. One rainy afternoon, the door chimed. A familiar face entered, Liam. But he wasn't alone. Beside him, a young girl, his niece, clutching a notebook. Liam's voice was softer than Alex remembered. She needs a place to study. I heard you help students. Can we stay? A long pause. Then, Alex smiled. Order whatever you like. Wi-Fi's on me. No sarcasm. No tension. Just understanding. In that moment, Alex realized boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're doors that open, to the right people. So, where do you draw the line between generosity and self-respect? If this story made you think, hit that like button. Share your own stories in the comments. Have you ever had to set tough boundaries? Subscribe to Heat Stories, because the best stories, these are the ones that make you feel. Thanks for watching. Stay bold, stay real, and always respect the dream.